I drive a full-size van, which, according to my wife, brings my sexy quotient down really, really, really far. But it works for me. And the way it works for me is I drive from the chair. There's a bolt on the bottom of this chair that locks into a lockdown mechanism on the floor of the van. And once you push into it, it clicks, you're locked in, you're good. And so one night I was coming out from my class at York College. It was in January. I went out, got in the van, and go to leave. I click in, I back up, and I go to the Country Club Road exit of York College. And on the way there, I go over a couple speed bumps, I go up a hill, and I never question that security of that lockdown. So I get to Country Club Road, and I'm gonna make the left-hand turn. And anybody who knows where you pull out of York College, you really don't pull out at that intersection slowly. There wasn't a lot of traffic. This is like at 9 tonight class, it's like 9 at night. So I nail it and turn the wheel. And it's at that moment that I realized I was not locked in. Because I hit the accelerator, the van lurches forward, but I went backward into what would have been the back seat if there had been a back seat. And I'm like 2 feet away from the steering wheel and from the brake, which is a hand control, which is on the left-hand side. And the van is screaming across Country Club Road, going towards Reservoir Hill. It goes up the embankment, and I see the steering wheel spin to the left-hand turn as I go up on a left-hand angle. It turns, I see a tree that I think I'm gonna hit, but the wheel keeps turning, and I turn, and I miss the tree. Now the van is pointed in the other direction. I'm going towards York College's front lawn, and while this is happening, I'm actually feeling this like in slow motion. In my back of my mind, I hear this little voice that says, "You're good. You haven't hit anything yet. Hit the brake." Get to the brake. I'm going toward the lawn. I see a telephone pole, a guy wire, a fire hydrant, tree, another tree. And somehow I pass through this phalanx of obstacles, and I pass through on the other side, and the voice says, "You're good. Just get to the brake." I start going downhill a little bit. I go through a grove of trees. I don't hit anything. The voice is like, "Grab the brake. You're still good." I'm starting to go down the hill, and I'm picking up speed. And as I'm picking up speed, the van is at an angle, so I'm able to push forward. Because up until now, I felt like a hamster in a wheel inside the cage, trying to get to the end of the cage, and I couldn't get there. So I'm able to push myself forward, and I reach out, and I get the brake. And I push it, and I push it hard. And I see the speedometer, and I see it going for 20, 15, 10. It's going low. I'm thinking, I'm gonna be able to stop this. I'm good. I look out of the front of the van, and I see, if you're familiar with your college at all, there's the business administration building, there's a sidewalk, there's a circular path that sidewalk runs into, and that circular path has 4 lights that are about 2.5 to 3 feet high, these little pedestals, and they have lights on top of them. I'm looking at this, and there is no way a van is going to thread the needle that is the eye of these lights. I've got to stop it before I get to these lights. I'm pushing, and as I come off the hill, I've almost got it stopped, and I hit level ground. And then I roll back. My hand comes off the brake, and I go through all of those lights. And I hit not a single one. I thread the needle. I can't believe it. The only obstacle left is a brick wall. It's a brick retaining wall. This brick wall is, behind it is 10 feet of a drop down to other cars. So I'm trying to reach for the brake, but I don't make it there. I slam into the brick wall, and I stop. And the little voice said, "We're good." because I am actually in one piece. All I did was bump my head. Some good Samaritans come help me out of the van. We pull the van away from the wall with a tow truck, and we pull it in the adjacent parking lot. The only thing wrong with the van is the fact that the bumper has been pushed back 4 to 5 inches. Nothing else is damaged at all. The wall is seriously damaged. But I hit it so well and equally across the bumper that absorbed all the impact from the bumper, and from the bumper and the wall did the impact. So the last part of it was the police officer who was there said, he looked at it, he says, "I think you might be able to drive that." I got in, it cranked up, I drove it home, and all I can say is that as far as silver linings, I missed a big tree, I missed small trees, I missed a fire hydrant, guy wire, telephone pole, don't hit the buzzer, telephone pole, all those lights. I hit the brick wall, and I still was able to drive away. If those aren't silver linings, I don't know what the hell are.